What is up, guys? The day is finally here. The vocational adjustments have been released Monday, November 23rd, like Sipsoft had teased or said when they finished the test server a couple days ago. So these have been talked about for weeks, months, maybe even close to a year. I've been kind of in and out of the community, so I'm not quite sure when they were originally released or teased. But we're going to go over a brief summary of the new changes, as well as we'll take a look at the ones that affect me in particular, which is the new challenge and the new healing. So let's go into it. I think they have kind of a list of changes. And I mean, I haven't really done much research on this, so this is more so just to summarize for you guys and to see like my initial thoughts. I definitely read a little bit about it, but not much. So I think there's a better page. Oh, there we go. So Knights, the big thing I think is strong mana potion as well as this fair wound cleansing. So we'll kind of go over everything in particular, and then we'll look at it in game. So Knights can now use strong mana potions, which that's huge. We used to always struggle with their mana pool and refilling, especially on big hunts. Not really much to say. I think I'm excited for this one. It definitely should change your rotation and how much you have to spam your mana key, which is for me was F4, and that thing is like worn out on both my mice. So not much said about that one. I'm happy, but we'll see how it pans out in game. The next thing is Chivalrous Challenge, which is just a new kind of range challenge. So range monsters have been difficult to control in combat for knights and solo as well as team hunts for a while. Thus, we felt the need to give knights a way to deal with them, which I think I've literally mentioned this like years ago when they should have used a challenge similar to the one in World of Warcraft where you can challenge a ranged creature. But I think they kind of went one up on this and made it AoE. This new spell, Chivalrous Challenge, Exita Amp Res, chains up to 5 creatures, prioritizing ranged creatures. Creatures hit are turned into melee fighters for 12 seconds and change their target to the caster for 6 seconds. Okay. This spell cannot be used when fighting lever bosses. Mana 80, cooldown 6 seconds. That's not bad. Level 250 plus. So I'm not quite sure how it works yet. I haven't seen the mechanics. So if you just cast it, does it just randomly select 5 creatures prioritizing? So if there's 5 range creatures on screen, you cast it, it chains them, makes them, you don't even have to target them. That's pretty cool. I like that one. That will definitely come in handy. Fair Wound Cleansing, which I'm pumped about. Exer Med Ico. We want to give the knights a stronger healing spell at high levels that serves as a boost to their regular healing capabilities. Intense Wound Cleansing, Exer Grand Ico will stay the strongest one-time heal that it can cast, which makes sense. This new spell, Fair Wound Cleansing, why do I keep saying cleansing? Restores health to the caster. Restores more health than Exer Echo, but less than Grand Ico. Kind of weird that they didn't give like a range or kind of a formula for how it works, but level 300 plus, okay. 90 mana, not bad. Cooldown 1 second group, yeah, that makes sense. Blood Rage, yeah, so they changed Tito tempo, I knew this. Nothing really changed besides the fact that you now take 15% more damage. So you're kind of just more vulnerable when you're in tempo, which makes sense. All right, and you now can learn both tempo, your Tito tempo and your Tomo tempo at the same time. So Blood Rage and Protector, you don't have to go to switch to the NPCs, and that was one of their big changes. And now, same thing. Protectors now reduce all damage the knight receives by 15%. It no longer prevents the knight from attacking, instead reduces all outgoing damage by 35%. Okay, so you can still do damage. That's nice. Increase the damage of attack spells. This was another big one. I tested it out right quick, and hard to notice it's 10 to 15% difference. So the damage of Front Sweep, Berserk, and Fierce Berserk has been increased by approximately 10%, while the damage of Brutal Strike, Annihilation, and Ground Shaker and Whirlwind Throw has been increased by 28%. So that makes sense. The Grand Ico doesn't make much sense to me. That thing already hit pretty hard. It's kind of a one-time attack, so it's not very viable in hunting anyway. Like the cooldowns affects it. But I'm glad they upped Brutal Strike, Exori Mass, Whirlwind Throw. Like those were kind of shitty. They did very low damage. Now it sounds like Druids didn't get much of a buff, but I'm not really a high-level Druid, so I can't really focus on that. Our goal was to give Druids a way to react to unexpected damage spikes while healing all allies, blah, blah, blah. Nature's Embrace, so a new CO, so a Grand CO. So pretty much a Grand CO is what it's called, so that makes sense. Very large amount of health to target the spell cannot be cast on yourself. Level 300 plus, 400 mana. Cooldown 1 minute. Okay, so it's a big cooldown. And I saw someone in my guild, level 500, he Grand CO'd for like 3.7k. Or is it? No, he might. Yeah, I think he sealed someone for like over 3k, which was like fucking bananas. But I don't know if that was accurate or not. Heal Friend. Yes, you can't actually use Heal Friend on yourself now. What? Exura Max Vita. So instead of Heal Friend, you use this one, but they don't even mention it. Is this a new spell? Oh, right. It's for Druids and Sorks. Waste Reduction. The mana cost of Terra Wave and Exercio has been reduced. So that's not really anything major, but might add up in the long term. Sorks got a new spell, Great Fire Wave. They wanted this new spell, Great Fire Wave, deals fire damage in an area directly in front of the caster. What? Deals more damage than a Fireball rune, obviously, and less than an Energy Wave. So it's kind of a shit spell. Level 38. Oh, it's a fucking low level spell. Random. Okay. Maybe it does work. I guess you just would use it at low levels when you're team hunting. Exposed Weakness. This is one I was interested in as well. Increases sensitivity of all creatures hit to all elements for 16 seconds. An icon visualizes that a creature is affected by the spell. So it must be like an AoE thing again. Mana 400, cooldown. Level 275, sap, strength. Reduces all damage dealt by creatures hit for 16 seconds. Same thing. I'm guessing that it must be an AoE kind of thing. It doesn't say like a single target, so. Wand of Darkness. The damage of the Wand of Darkness has been changed from 80 to 100 to 75 to 95, and the critical extra damage grants is reduced from 50 to 35. Oof. So they nerfed it. Kind of weird. Sork and Druid got Exura Max Vita, so a new, Exura Vita spell, level 300, 230 mana. Now, this is the big one for mages. A lot of people are upset about this one, and I think they might have actually got rid of the E-Ring, but I'm not 100% sure, so I can't comment on that yet. Up until now, Sorcerers and Druids were with active Mana Shield. Utama Vito had more effective hit points than Knights as well as Paladins. Our goal was to keep Magic Shield as a defensive option for Sorcerers and Druids, but to no longer have it eclipse the sturdiness of Knights. In our opinion, Magic Shield works well for Knights and Paladins, so we decided to keep the Energy Ring unchanged for these vocations. What? Why would a Knight use an Energy Ring? Consequently, the spell Magic Shield has been reworked. It now only absorbs a limited amount of damage before breaking. The amount is based on the caster's level and magic level. 14-second cooldown, so that's not bad. 200 seconds to 60 seconds. The shield also breaks when your mana pool is depleted. Casting Utama Vito is while the shield is still active, refreshes the amount of damage that can be absorbed. We added a way to track the active shield amount in the UI. So my understanding is when you use it, Utama Vita, you don't have, say if you have 10k mana, you don't have 10k that's a mana shield. It's based on your level and magic level. So you might have 4k, and that 4k can't be refilled by your current mana pots. So when you're using mana pots, it's refilling your actual mana pool, not this, short-term one. Wow. In addition to this change, energy rings can no longer be used by sorcerers or druids. There we go. Magic Shield potion that gives these vocations options in dangerous situations to gain this new magic shield without casting it. 1 silver token. That I don't like. The dropping of E-Ring seems like a mistake to me. Cancel Magic Shield. They can just turn it off. All right. Let's have to edit that out. Paladins. Great mana potions. Okay. Quiver. This was the big one. Our goal is to improve the quality of life when using bows or crossbows. So now you hold the quiver in your shield slot, and I think just that's where you put your arrows, obviously, or bolts. All the vocations can no longer use bows and crossbows. Okay. Range attacks with bows and crossbows now use only ammunition from these containers. Elemental imbuement's nice. You can now imbue bows with elements. Weapons? Range weapons can now imbue with elemental imbuements. They don't apply to ammunition that already has it, though. Like, whatever arrows, envenomed arrows, crystal arrows, diamond arrows, they don't get an additional elemental damage. Divine Dazzle, I didn't read up on this one. With Knights getting away to control and fight range monsters, we felt the need to give Paladins a similar albeit weaker, way to interact with in regards to their role. We had a new spell, Divine Dazzle, that chains up to 3 creatures, prioritizing ranged creatures. Creatures hit are turned into melee fighters for 8 seconds. An icon visualizes that creatures, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Interesting. Diamond arrows and spectral boats. Yeah, I think you don't make them anymore. You buy them, which I don't know how I feel about that. That's going to help. Diamond arrows is definitely going to help because now people never run out of them and their hunts won't be limited. Will cut into profit, but Paladins never had that problem. And Sharpshooter was debuffed from 50 to 40. Okay. Increase to Exert Grand and IH Rune. Yeah, I see this. You can just have both spells now. You don't have to switch between Hell's Core, Rage of Skies, Eternal Winter, Wrath of Nature, blah, blah. That all makes sense. Okay, let's switch to Tibia and try it out. So, I'm already in Rosh. I just wanted to test this out. We'll put on my Winter Blade, which has Powerful Strike and Vampirism. So, I should be, getting hit a little bit, but I don't have, like, crazy imbuements on. I don't have anything on my armor. I do have Void on my helmet. So, I'm just curious to see... Oh, my God. Yeah, that's intense. I just healed for, like, back-to-back 300s. 360, 370, 400. Wow. Okay. So I'm what, 5-boxing and almost healing through it, which with regular Echo is definitely not possible. But I'm going to pop Tempo to see how the damage changes. Yeah, definitely not able to maintain that. Oh, fuck. Oh, right. I'm like regularly getting hit harder. I was like, what the fuck? They're hitting so much harder. But that was the Tempo. So Tempo definitely might not be as viable solo style anyway. Okay. I'm about this new healing. One thing I forgot to mention was the cost of these spells. I did buy them earlier, and each spell, the healing spell was 500k. So that seemed a little aggressive to me. I guess it is a little 300 spell, but just seemed like a lot. I'm on full defense. That would make sense why I'm hitting like a fucking pussy. Let's also switch to melee. Trying to see what this does. And 250k for the challenge spell. So a little pricey, but again, these are high level spells, so that's expected. Actually, I do want this, don't I? I can never remember. I'm so rusty. Oh, I didn't mean to Tempo. You definitely notice how much harder you get hit when you're in Tempo, which is different. I will, in a future video, I want to try out the Protector and whatnot, because I've never used that before. It used to be like, don't even like consider using it. But now it might be a little more useful, a little more viable. But that being said, unfortunately, I have to get to work. So I just wanted to make a little video to touch on these and see what they're really like. So far, I'm loving the strong manas as well as the new healing spell. That is awesome, of course, as I'm getting ready to head to work. Hopefully you guys, enjoy these new changes. There's definitely going to be some feedback and some lashback, I assume, from the community on these, as there always is. But let me know what you guys think of these new adjustments, balancing. Something you like, something you don't like, anything you wish they had done differently. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.